Have you ever just looked at your body and wished it, well, came with a clearer instruction manual?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a proper guide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something that tells you how to keep it running optimally, how to really understand its signals, its strengths, its potential.
That's a common thought, isn't it? We get manuals for everything else.
Right. Cars, coffee makers, but our own bodies, not so much. Well, today we're taking a deep dive into a really crucial chapter of that manual, specifically how to understand and measure your athletic ability.
And it's important to stress this isn't about elite sports.
Absolutely not. This is totally personal. It's about unlocking your body's potential for a long, healthy, and, genuinely vital life, where you can do what you want, when you want. And our guide for this is Dr. David Quartell's book, The Body User Manual. We're basically distilling decades of his real-world experience for you.
Yeah, and what's compelling is Dr. Quartell brings nearly, 3 decades of chiropractic and lifestyle medicine work to this, over 150,000 patient visits. So this isn't just theory, right? It's rooted in extensive hands-on patient care, a deep understanding of root cause health. It's practical stuff.
Exactly. So our mission today, let's cut through the noise, pull out the key insights from this part of his book, give you a shortcut to understanding why measuring athletic ability matters, and maybe more importantly, how you can actually get started, on your own journey. Okay, so let's unpack this term, athletic ability. Sounds maybe a bit intimidating, like something for pros.
Right, it often conjures those images.
But Dr. Quartell uses a much broader definition, one that applies to everyone. What exactly is he talking about?
That's a great starting point because the definition is key. He breaks it down into 2 fundamental parts. First, endurance.
Yep.
Think of this as your body's capacity to produce energy and just sustain activity over time, like your internal engine, How long can it run well?
So not just running marathons.
Not at all. It's how far can you comfortably walk? How long can you carry groceries, play with the kids before you just feel wiped out? It's your stamina for everyday life. And the second main component is mobility,
Right.
which is simply your ability to move freely, efficiently, without pain. And mobility itself kind of rests on 3 legs.
Okay.
First, flexibility. That's the full range of motion in your joints. Can they move like they're supposed to? Then there's strength. And this is crucial. It's the muscle power needed not just to move, but to stabilize the joints through that full range.
So flexibility alone isn't enough.
Exactly. You can be flexible, but if you can't control the movement, it's not functional, maybe even risky. And the third leg is balance. That's your neurological and anatomical functions working together so you can maintain control. Standing on one leg, walking on uneven ground, reaching up high.
Makes sense.
So yeah, your overall athletic ability is basically your endurance plus your functional mobility.
That link between flexibility and strength, for real mobility, that's a huge takeaway. And what seems really key, Dr. Quartell stresses this, is we're not comparing ourselves to others, right? Not some Olympic ideal.
Precisely. It's about measuring against your own potential.
It's about being the best you for your life, not beating someone else.
Exactly. And what's really motivating here, I think, is that improvements aren't just for the young guns. Dr. Quartell points out studies showing people over 90.
Over 90? Really?
Yep, over 90 can build more muscle strength and endurance in as little as 3 to 4 weeks of consistent, suitable training.
Wow, that's incredible. It really means it's almost never too late.
Never too late to see real changes, tangible changes.
Fantastic. So, keeping us on track, Dr. Quartell makes a huge point about staying injury-free. He mentions it twice.
Oh.
Why is that so fundamental? Is it just about avoiding the ouch factor?
Well, yes, but it goes much deeper. It's absolutely fundamental. And injury isn't just a pause. It can start a whole negative cycle. When you're injured, you can't move properly, right? You can't exercise. Sometimes even daily tasks are hard. This leads to deconditioning, fast. Plus, psychologically, it breaks that vital consistency habit.
Makes it harder to get back into it.
Exactly. Twice as hard. It can accelerate that slide towards frailty we want to avoid. It basically makes it impossible to maintain or improve your physical health. So yeah, avoiding injury. Golden rule number 1 for long-term success here.
Okay, golden rule. Got it. Then the book connects this athletic ability directly to, well, how long and how well we live, our health span and lifespan.
Yeah.
He talks about 2 big hurdles as we age.
He does. The first hurdle, often faced in middle age, is avoiding chronic disease.
The big ones.
Right. He calls them the four horsemen: cancer, heart disease, mental decline, and metabolic syndrome. Building athletic ability is basically building your defense against these major threats that cut life short, or at least the quality of it. Now, if you manage to navigate that hurdle, you get to the second one: avoiding frailty in later life.
Which is about independence.
Exactly. Maintaining vitality, independence. Frailty, as he defines it, is basically the outcome of poor endurance and poor mobility. Your body just can't do the basic things needed for an autonomous life anymore. The goal is to avoid getting to that state where you can't do what you want to do.
Yeah, and this tackles that common fear, doesn't it? People here live to 100 and think, oh no, infirm dependent.
Right, that's the immediate image for many.
But Dr. Quartell reframes it brilliantly.
Yeah.
He asks, what if you could live a long, healthy, vital life, doing what you wanted until you were 100?
And the response changes completely.
Completely. It becomes, oh yes, sign me up for that.
Yeah.
It shifts from just surviving to truly living that long life.
And connecting that back. Measuring and improving your athletic ability. That's presented as the essential first step towards that kind of life. It's building the foundation to live fully, independently, on your own terms for as long as possible.
Okay, so this is all great context, but practically speaking, what's the first step for someone listening right now? How do we actually start building this?
He makes it very practical. It starts with something simple but often hard: carving out the time.
Ah, the time challenge. We all feel that.
Totally. But he gives a benchmark: 150 minutes a week, minimum, based on science.
150 minutes. Okay.
And don't let that number seem huge. Break it down. 5 30-minute sessions, or 3 50-minute ones. He suggests thinking of it like trading one TV show or a bit of social media scrolling.
For your long-term health, a trade-off.
Exactly. It's about prioritizing, realizing this time isn't a nice to have, it's essential.
Makes perfect sense. So step one is literally scheduling it. Put it in the calendar like any other important appointment. And initially, that time is for something specific.
Right. Athletic testing.
Okay.
And these tests, they aren't just measurements you do once. They are an exercise in themselves. They get you moving while giving you that objective baseline. Where are you starting from? That's crucial.
Right. You need that starting point. So let's talk tests. First up, endurance testing. What's the goal there, and what are some simple examples?
Goal is understanding your body's engine, right? Its ability to sustain activity. And the tests are super simple. No fancy gear needed, like the sit-to-stand test.
It's a stand.
Yeah. How many times can you stand up from a chair in 1 minute? It checks lower body strength, cardio endurance stuff you need every day.
Makes sense. What else?
The push-up test, how many can you do in a minute? Upper body, core strength. And the step test, stepping up and down on a low step for a set time. Great for cardiovascular stamina. These aren't just exercises, they're like little diagnostic tools.
And you mentioned these endurance tests tie into something called VO2 max. Sounds technical.
It does, but the concept is powerful. VO2 max is a key biomarker. It measures the maximum volume of oxygen your body can actually use or burn in 1 minute.
Okay.
Think of it like a car engine. A small engine burns less fuel per minute than a big, powerful, efficient race car engine. A stronger body, higher endurance, means you can burn more oxygen per minute like that powerful engine. A higher VO2 max isn't just about running further. It's like upgrading your entire internal system. Your cells get better at turning oxygen into energy. It affects everything: mental clarity, immunity, just climbing stairs. It's a real indicator of your biological vitality.
Wow, okay, that car analogy really helps. It connects it to efficiency. So after endurance, we've got mobility testing. Equally important, you said. How do we assess that?
Yeah, equally important. For mobility, the tests look at flexibility, strength, and balance together. The balance test is straightforward. How long can you stand on one leg?
Simple but revealing, I bet.
Very. Shows your stability, helps predict fall risk.
Yeah.
Then the squat test. This one's comprehensive. It checks hip and ankle flexibility, leg and core strength, balance all in one move, trying to do a proper deep squat. And then just basic flexibility tests. Gauging range of motion in key joints, shoulders, hips, hamstrings. Again, these aren't just movements. They show how freely you can actually move in your daily life. And, it begs the question, why bother with all these different tests?
Right, what's the payoff?
The payoff is clarity. Establishing that baseline gives you a clear, objective starting point. You understand where you are now, so you can set meaningful goals. Without that starting point, you're just guessing, right? It's the map for your journey.
I think that's so true. And one of the biggest motivators Dr. Quartell mentioned this too, is actually seeing progress.
Oh, absolutely.
Even tiny improvements, a few more sit-to-stands, holding a balance longer, squatting a bit deeper, that builds huge confidence, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Momentum.
It really does. Those small, consistent wins are what keep you going. They reinforce that what you're doing is actually working. And look, this deep dive today, it's just a snapshot, right? An introduction. This chapter is part of a much bigger, really empowering framework in the Body User Manual. It's designed to give you that clear roadmap most of us wish we'd found earlier. A systematic way to understand and optimize your own body for the long haul.
It really is about empowerment. So now that listeners have a sense of how to measure athletic ability, the book then goes deeper into actually creating a fitness plan,
Yeah.
tailored to you.
Exactly. It builds on this foundation, how to create a plan for your needs, your goals, building that strength, endurance, resilience over time, safely, systematically, turning those small wins into really significant health benefits.
So wrapping up today, we've really dug into why measuring your athletic ability is way more than just fitness tracking. It's a genuine investment in a long, healthy, independent future.
Absolutely.
It's about understanding your unique body user manual and actively learning how to keep it performing at its best so you have the freedom to really live.
And knowing that you can potentially see real objective improvements in just 3 or 4 weeks. Maybe the question for everyone listening is, what small 30-minute block can you realistically find this week?
Hmm.
What's that very first step you could take? Just to assess your own ability, start building that more vital, more independent life for yourself. It really does start with just one step.
A great challenge. And if you want that full roadmap, the comprehensive guide, you can find the Body User Manual by Dr. David Quartell on Amazon. It really puts you in control.
And remember, this isn't just theory. It's grounded in nearly 30 years of Dr. Quartell's hands-on expertise. If you want personalized guidance, you can also contact Dr. Quartell virtually or see him in person at Quartell Chiropractic down in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you feel more informed, maybe more motivated, and definitely empowered to take charge of your own athletic ability and ultimately your health span. We look forward to having you back for more insights next time.